Hey guys, I think it's safe to say that this class was super challenging, especially in these past couple of weeks. Having to adapt to this online format made it a whole lot more difficult, but this was a learning experience for all of us. In this final speech, I will tell you about the 5 lessons that I learned in this class that meant the most to me. The first lesson that I learned was about nervousness. This was a very interesting and important lesson to me because I was the most nervous before our first 2 speeches. Learning how to deal with that nervousness through practice and deep breathing really helped prepare me for my speech. And finding out that my nervousness isn't as visible as I thought it was really helped calm me down during my speech. When it came to the live speeches, these methods helped a lot. I was able to relate these lessons to my own personal growth because I not only experienced nervousness in class, but also in everyday life. This helped me become more confident when it comes to speaking in groups and talking to people, not only like my friends, but interviewers as well. The second lesson that I learned in this class was about audience analysis. Audience analysis not only helped me learn to prioritize the reader, but also take into consideration the psychology, situation, and demographic of my audience. Before this class, I would prioritize the content over the audience because I never actually had to hold the audience's attention before. Learning that people are generally ethnocentric really helped me see examples of that in the world, especially in things like politics. In foreign affairs, this is called nationalism. Nationalism can be very unifying, but it can also be very dangerous as well. Many world leaders throughout history have used nationalism and ethnocentrism in order to influence their people to drive them into action. In fact, nationalism is believed to be one of the many causes of World War I. This is why audience analysis is so relevant to our everyday lives, and not just in speech class. The third lesson that I learned in this class was about the modes of delivery. Learning how to adjust my vocalics, especially rate and articulation, was one of the toughest challenges when it came to the recorded lectures. Because these speeches were recorded, there was a heavy emphasis on delivery, so I became very critical when it came to my hand movements and vocalics. These not only helped emphasize my main points, but it also brought my speech to life. Learning the power of pauses really forced me to change my speech techniques. The fourth major thing that I learned in this class was about verbal and nonverbal communication. When it comes to communication, we're always decoding information from our environment. I always figured that verbal communication was the main way that we decoded information from other people, especially during speeches. However, I underestimated the power of nonverbal communication. After really focusing on things like facial expressions and nonverbal pauses, I was really able to emphasize my points a lot easier. These sorts of nonverbal communications help me better communicate stories to my friends and family members. The last major takeaway I got from this class was learning about the 6 factors of persuasion. Before this class, I thought persuasion speeches were just 2 people arguing about their beliefs. I learned so much about the actual ways we're supposed to be persuading an audience. Obviously, the speaker has to connect with the audience. The best way to do this is by utilizing audience analysis. Then, the speaker has to establish their credibility and work on their delivery, because that is the way that they gain the trust of the audience. Next is the evidence. The evidence has to be relevant and meaningful in order for the audience to believe the speaker. Then comes the 3 argument appeals, each one with its own power. And depending on the subject, some might be more powerful than others. Ethos appeals to the audience's predisposed ethics towards the topic. Pathos appeals to the emotion of the audience, which helps the audience actually remember the topic more. This is because the audience rarely remembers what you say, but instead how you made them feel. This is why emotion is a very powerful argument appeal. Then there's logos, which helps appeal to the logic of the audience and is essentially the backbone of the speaker's argument. Learning these 6 factors to persuade not only helped me in class, but it also helped me grow personally as well. It taught me how to easily attract an audience to my side of the argument, and also how to appeal to their emotion, ethics, and logic. Overall, these 5 lessons not only helped me improve my ability to public speak, but it also helped me grow as a person and as a communicator. I'm glad this class forced me to overcome my fear of public speaking. It taught me techniques to help improve my public speaking, and I hope it did the same for you. Thank you.